Today I want to talk to you about a little known secret for getting more done more easily, for getting amazing results more easily, for saving massive amounts of time and effort, using a principle known as Pareto's principle, or some people refer to it as the 80-20 principle. When you learn to start harnessing this principle in your law practice, your life will be radically transformed. But before I explain more about the principle, let me introduce myself. My name is Ernie Svensson. This is a picture of me and some bullet points about my background as an author, speaker, and so forth. But the main thing you need to know is that after practicing law for 20 plus years, doing commercial litigation, first in a big firm, and then for 7+ years as a solo lawyer, I started teaching other lawyers how to improve their practices by using technology and by using online marketing methods. If you want to learn more about me for whatever reason, just visit my personal website or just Google Ernie the Attorney and you'll find lots of stuff online about me and what I've done, etc. But enough about me. Let's talk now about the 80-20 principle and how it can make your law practice and your life much, much easier and much more enjoyable. So since the days of the ancient Greeks, humans have understood the concept of leverage. And that is the idea that you can apply a small force to one end of a fulcrum and move a heavy object that you could not otherwise move with your own strength. In other words, we can, by applying the laws of physics, harness a natural force that allows us to do more by using a lever, and that's where the word leverage comes from. And it was in 200 BC that Archimedes famously said, "If you give me a place to stand, I shall move the world." He said this after discovering the power of leverage to move large objects more easily. Today we take the idea of leverage to move physical objects for granted. This is basic stuff that most people learn at a young age, but what most of us never learn is that there's another kind of leverage that works with non-physical objects. And this is what Vilfredo Pareto first discovered in the mid-1800s. And basically what he noticed was that many resources tend to be owned or controlled by a few people. In other words, 80% of the land was owned by 20% of the people, things like that. But I don't want to get into the history of how Pareto's principle came to be discovered. I don't want to get into how it came to be discovered, and applied to modern life or the running of a business, because frankly, it's not important to get bogged down in a history lesson. If you want to learn more about the history and the underpinnings of this, you can just Google it and you'll find lots of articles. And that's the easiest way to do it. Now, I first heard about it when I read Tim Ferriss's best-selling book, The 4-Hour Workweek, which came out in 2009, I think. But anyway, in the book, Ferriss described how he learned to use automation and outsourcing to become radically more efficient. And he discovered ways to market his online business to scale quickly and inexpensively. And he was struck by the observation that 80% of results come from 20% of effort or 20% of causes. That is the key thing that you need to understand. The idea that you can put in 20% of effort in certain areas of your practice and get at least 80% of the results you expect or need. This is absolutely true. It's as true as using a physical lever to move a large object. Now, if you want to learn more about the history of the 80-20 principle and how a successful business millionaire used it and how he recommends other business owners use it, then read this book by Richard Koch. It's exceptional. Now, the only problem is it's not specific to a law practice, and so I have found when I talk to most lawyers about the 80-20 rule, they have trouble wrapping their heads around how to use the information in it to improve their practices in the radical ways, for example, that Tim Ferriss did. That is, they can't figure out how to leverage the 80-20 rules, at least not in concrete ways. So I'm going to help you do that, right? Specifically in regards to marketing your practice, and specifically in terms of referral marketing. But I will need a bit more of your time to explain the 80-20 power behind referral marketing. So I will do that in another video, and I will look forward to continuing to help you in that next video, which I will be making available tomorrow. Meanwhile, if you want to learn more and get more guidance right now, please visit my main business website, lawfirmautopilot.com.